to take the helm at the Securities Exchange Commissions for corporate finance. Now, before I get deeper into this, I just want to remind everyone, this is the SEC director who came out and said that Bitcoin and Ethereum are not securities, but failed to say anything about XRP. And now here, we're going to see why there's a conflict of interest and why he did that. He also appears to have weighed in on issues involving the interest of his old firm, Simpson, Thacher, and Bartlett, whose clients include some of the biggest players in the cryptocurrency market and some with ties to China. So think China miners for Ethereum and Bitcoin. Hinman's appointment has raised conflict of interest questions with some people in the industry.
We were going to be able to come in with the movement that President Trump came in with, the administration, to fix the errors that the leadership of the FBI previously made, not like the 37,000 change people. And we're doing a ton of work. I didn't know we would be able to do it this quickly, is my surprise. And what that showed me was the people at the Bureau, literally people who've been there, 30-year agents, they're coming up to me like, dude, we wanted to do that 15 years ago.
Really?
We wanted to do that 10 years ago. And then my question was like, you guys are the pros. Like, my job as the director, I'm not chasing down bad guys. I don't know how to do that, is to give them what you need and get the hell out of the way. And they were like, dude, all they did was get in the way.
So what kind of stuff specifically did you start doing that they wanted to do 15 years ago?
Simple.
And have been, don't get vaccinated and microchips and things like that. What are some of the claims that you've seen spread, and have there been any that maybe we haven't seen too much, or that I guess haven't been reported on that you've seen claimed around the office?
Well, it depends really on when you watch, because unlike, or rather, I shouldn't say unlike most news stations, I'm not privy to how most of the news stations work. But where I am, it is basically, every writer is kind of expected to follow a certain spin. And most news stations do that to an extent, though not really to the extent that OEN really pushes it. So if you're watching kind of like in the day, you might see like, oh, hey, this story is kind of making me mildly worried about getting a vaccination versus
The battle against the COVID-19 pandemic has further whet the pharma companies' appetite. Has the pharmaceutical industry's thirst for profit become a threat to our public health systems? Daraprim is on the World Health Organization's model list of essential medicines, an invaluable weapon in the fight against malaria and a serious infection caused by HIV. A young U.S. financier, Martin Shkreli, manager of a hedge fund investing in health products, bought
So I read this piece in the New York Times about you that's like actually kind of hostile. And the story seems to be that you were on psych meds for a lot of your young life and then you got off them. And that's bad. That's bad. You might lead people to do the same. You might lead them astray, off psychiatric medication, out of therapy, and into like independent, happy life. Why would anyone be mad at you for getting off psych drugs?
It's a good question.
Well, yeah.
I mean, I think really there's just
it looks like I'm talking to a hidden microphone in my chest, but I'm actually just talking about fentanyl, that drug I mentioned. This episode about the drug Do a title. Where is all this fentanyl coming from? Good question, us. Fentanyl, or fentanyl as I might pronounce it throughout this episode, is very much the current boogeyman plaguing Americans, the media, and especially the very sensitive police officers who can't even hear the word without passing out in their own urine. It's very funny. And while those cops might be, dare I say, big babies, I also don't want to act like fentanyl isn't a problem. It's a synthetic opioid that's famously 50 times stronger than heroin, 100 times stronger than morphine, and 10 times stronger than 10 morphines. Fentanyl is cheaper to produce, more potent.
Scientist, okay? There were trials. That's what the point of phase 1, 2, 3 trials are all about. They are tested enough to get data on how to then advise the larger population. Yes, it was tested. For you to say it wasn't tested is a gap between your awareness and understanding how things work and what actually happened. It was tested. If you want it to be tested on millions of people instead of thousands, you can put in for that. You can say, I don't want this unless it's millions. That's okay.
Totally fine with me.
Okay.
I'm okay with that.
That's fine. So based on that, do you say, let's keep testing it while the virus keeps spreading? Okay? Right. So this is the contest between the information you have available to you at that moment and what's going on outside the lab. People are dying. Hospitals are becoming.
I knew him, Horatio.
Yeah, human! Thank goodness you're here! It's an emergency! I told you, baby, I didn't know! I swear to Poseidon!
What is going on? Whoa, Gertie sounds angry.
Oh, that's why I called. She was searching the web, and she found out some things about me. Personal things.
Like what?
3 marriage licenses.
Okay.
And 2 divorce decrees.
You're still legally married?
I thought I got that one annulled. It was Vegas, I had a great night at the tables, a few too many martinis, and next thing you know, I'm in the Elvis Chapel with an angelfish named Sheila that I met Mandalay Bay.
Mandalay Bay?
It's a hotel that has a big aquarium.
I know what it is. Get a divorce.
I already filled out the paperwork. But Gertie
YouTube, and follow me on Insta, Facebook, and X. What's the cause of many health problems in America today? It's simple. Shitty food. Food that is engineered to keep us addicted, offering zero real nutrition, crafted by mega corporations that prioritize profit over our well-being. Our food system is broken, and we just cannot rely on big food to put our health first, as you know. If you are skeptical of the ingredients in the food you buy, and you should be, or if you're looking for something new you can trust, I want to introduce you to Kettle and Fire bone broth. Kettle and Fire is not just any broth. It's made using 100% grass-fed and free-range bones, slow simmered for over 14 hours to extract critical nutrients your body needs to thrive. It's high in protein, and better yet, each recipe is crafted by world-class chefs to ensure the best taste possible. This is the bone broth I use, and I've been using this for a couple years now.
U.S. attorney for pardons, which sounds like a fascinating job. Actually, you started in 2022, so you caught the Biden administration, and then you caught the beginning of the Trump administration. First of all, tell us exactly what you did, and then I want to get into what was it like, issuing the pardons for Joe Biden's family, and then how has it changed under Donald Trump?
Sure. The Constitution grants the President of the United States the broad power to grant pardons to anybody that he chooses for any reason. And because of the potential for that to be abused or misused, there historically and traditionally has always been a non-political figure, the pardon attorney, in the position of advising the president about the exercise of his pardon power. So that was my